Hey y'all, it's Paula with Hillbilly Orchids here at the cabin in Flatwoods. This is our morning. We're getting ready to leave. I tried to do a live stream from here, and it is definitely not real doable. The internet connection down here is really kind of bad. It was real pixelated and stuff. But if you guys want me to, I'll start trying to do some more live streams from home, from the actual orchid room and stuff. And yeah, I think that'd be pretty fun. It was pretty fun trying to do live stream and see, everybody log on and stuff and talk to me. So it's pretty fun. I don't know whose ball that was. I don't know whose ball that was, Finny. I don't know whose ball that was. You want to play with that dirty ball? They're ready to go home, I think. But this is the front of the cabin. We had a little fire in the pit last night outside, and not too bad. It really is an old place. It's an old cabin that somebody redid. I'll walk out here, show you guys what the front of the house looks like. Woke up this morning and heard the turkeys yell out that way. They was over out in the woods that way. That's what I like. This is where it's quiet out here. This is somewhere that I would like to live all the time. But this is the front of the cabin. And I'll go back through and I'll show you guys like all the inside and stuff, which is what I tried to show you on the live stream. And like I said, it was real pixelated, so I thought I would just do the video and upload it when I got home. That way everybody could see. So we had a real good time at the orchid show. Or it wasn't an orchid show. It was it was actually a garden show convention. Get out of there. Leave it alone. Go. Finn, what'd I say? At the West Virginia State Garden Club show. It was really, it was a good time. A bunch of great gals. They were really nice, really sweet. They asked a lot of great questions. And that's kind of what it turned out to be. I told them, I said, I'll tell you just a little bit about myself. But I said, it seems like a bunch of you have a lot of questions. So maybe I'll just answer your questions. So yeah, that went pretty well. The only thing I got really upset about was the Days Inn people. I had called prior to ask if these guys were allowed, and I told them what I was doing. I told them because they thought I was going to rent a room, and he was like, "Oh yes, it's $150 extra for dogs, blah 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 blah." And I was like, "No, I'm not staying there. I am." Oh, so what are you eating? Drop it. Moss, quit. Drop it. I said, I'm not staying there. I am, just coming in. I'm going to talk for an hour. But I said, I have to bring the dogs with me. And they were like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Well, we get there, and some not very nice lady was like, you're not allowed to have them in here. And I was like, excuse me? I said, I said, that's the only reason I agreed to do this was because my boys were allowed to come. And I said, I called prior to get you know, authorization for them to be here. Oh, well, that's just for rooms. That's just for if you're going to have them in the rooms and stuff. And I was like, well, I explained to them exactly what I was doing. So, you know, and I was told it was okay. So my husband had to stay outside with the dogs. So he missed a lot of, you know, a lot of the conference. So I was upset about that because, you know, he was my rock. You know, I needed him there for some support. So yeah, I was a little bit upset about that, but you know, I don't know. They weren't hurting anything. Everybody was loving on them. Everybody wanted to see them. Everybody wanted to pet them. They're puppies. They're babies. Everybody was just eating them up. You know, and even the one bimbo that told him that they weren't allowed there, she was loving on them and petting them. She's like, "Oh, they can't be here," and I was like, ugh. Well, it really kind of irked me. But anyways, minus her, it all went okay. It was something I was not really used to, because they had like different workshops set up in different rooms. So like different conference things was going on at the same times. So I kind of thought that was unusual. I didn't know what that was all about, but yeah, it was different. Definitely different. There's a nice big cow farm over there. Big pond down there. And one of the cows mooed this morning and it was real quiet and echoed across here. Oh, so it scared him half to death. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know. He don't know what a cow is. He ain't never seen a cow. Come on, boys. This is the back deck. It does have a nice big back deck. Come on, boys. Oh, so Finn, come on. Come on, babies. Come on. Come on, babies. Come on. But yeah, the only thing too about this place, I mean, I told my husband, it's a nice place, don't get me wrong. But for $300 a night, it's not that nice. I'm a little upset by that. You know, for the amount that we paid to be here. There's the hot tub. I definitely got my use out of that, and it was so comforting. It made my bones and stuff feel so much better. And I'll go in and I'll take you a tour around the inside too. Today's the day we're gonna pack up and head out. Alright, here we are in the kitchen. As soon as you come in the door, everything's a little messy there on the table here because we're packing stuff up and getting ready to leave, so everything's conglomerating to the table to get packed up into the car. Then you come through here. It's got a nice spiral staircase. It's really small. It's really a narrow staircase. And the living room. The carpenter, I will show you, whoever used to live here, I'd say made everything. These cabinets are wormy chestnut cabinets, which you don't hardly ever see anymore. So really kind of cool. The whole thing is made out of wormy chestnut. And then it's got those stained glass windows in it, which is pretty cool. Anyways, and back to the living room. I was telling Michael that the beds were as hard as rocks. He's like, well, can't you sleep on the couch? Those couches, they're so old, when you sit in them, you sink in the crack. You sink in the crevice. So, yeah, it's kind of not nice. But I got that big fireplace, which we didn't use. They said if we burnt the fireplace, leave $10 a night for cleaning out of the fireplace, I guess. So I was like, well, I guess that means we ain't having a fire. I think that's a little, little much, but then you come through and this is one of the bedrooms, and TV doesn't work. I'm like, what you got a TV in here for if it doesn't work? That's crazy. And then we got to strip the beds. They expect us to wash the bedclothes before we leave, so we got to do that. And Chris was just running the vacuum. Running the vacuum through. Hi, baby. Hi, Oso. And then you come through. This of course is the I did like this part. This is the back sliding glass door. I don't remember how to do it. Slide them up like that, and it takes you out back to the hot tub from the bedroom, which is nice. And I like these. I've never had these before, that you slide them like that inside of the, and then you have this that turns them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If I get my sliding glass in my kitchen, that is the way I want it. Then, okay, then like I was saying, you come through here to the, they've got a door right here that goes out to the back deck too. Then here's the bathroom, laundry and such, and kind of a tiny little bathroom, really. Tiny little bathtub with a big old rain shower head, but this place don't have enough water pressure for it. It's like, come on. My husband went back upstairs and did a little walkthrough of the upstairs for me, because those spiral staircases was just too much for me. I was up there once, but I didn't do a video while I was up there, and I thought maybe you guys would like to see it a little bit from up at the top of the stairs. There was a bed there. That bed was soft as can be. You couldn't sleep on it. And we did, it has some nice skylights that let in a lot of light throughout the house, you know, so that was pretty neat. The fan over there in the back corner, it was about ready to fall down. It was rocking, making all kinds of noises. I was like, that's all we needed to do is fall. Then there's a little workstation right there, and you go into the other little bedroom. There's 2 beds in there, and they were both soft as can be. Yeah, it was a little, I mean, I think it's a place for a lot of people to stay. That TV didn't work in that room either. Had a closet, it's kind of a small closet, but yeah, it just really was an old place that, you know, cost a lot of money. $300 a night, and then like I said, they charged us actually another $31 for something that they never did tell us what that was for. But yeah, we're getting the car packed up, and we were getting ready to head out of there. We showed you the staircase where it was made. I thought that was kind of neat. It was a nice little staircase frame. I guess it was bought in Myler, Peekskill, New York. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I thought y'all